Good afternoon everyone, and a very warm welcome to another episode of Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. So today we're here back at East Midlands Airport doing a short flight, well, fairly short flight to LEAL / Alicante Airport in Spain. So today a little bit different. We have mixed up a bit. We are in the Airbus A321 Jet2 Holidays, well, Jet2 livery. I was trying to get the Jet2 Holidays livery, however I didn't quite get enough time to get that all sorted before the stream. So let's have a wander out to the aircraft, get all set up. There's a couple of aircraft on the ground here at East Midlands. I'm not sure about ATC, we'll have to have a look at that in a minute. Seems a little bit of action from everyone. So what we'll do is we'll have a quick wander up here. So, these dodgy stairs we have to waddle to get up. There we go. So let's jump in the flight deck. My mate's already here. And what we'll do is we'll get the aircraft all set up ready for our departure. So battery number 1 on. 2.
I'm Birmingham traffic, so next time 3 November Whiskey, it's clear from where 3
And we've gone through external power as well. We'll just get the cabin lighting on bus. Shut off for the time being. What we'll do though is we'll get ourselves. So we've got 33 minutes till departure. We'll start our boarding process. 180 passengers with us today. So let's get her all set up. So IRS is to nav. PKP fire test.
Passengers bus is coming.
Engine 1 fire test. And engine 2 fire test. So isolation valve can come off, fuel pumps they can all come on now. And that's it for the time being. So we'll leave seatbelt hands off for the time being. There's not much point really having them on at the minute until we've got all of our refueling commenced, which is just happening now. So let's quickly take you through the operational flight plan for today's flight. So here we are at East Midlands. We're on stand number 15, I believe. So we've got a cost index today of 5. We are in the 321 CFM variant of aircraft. Call sign today is shuttle, not shuttle even, Channel 97 Tango. Our cruise level today is flight level 370. Got a nice tailwind as we proceed across. 64 knot tailwind pretty much the whole way across. For East Midlands we're expecting runway 27 for departure. Let me just turn off this radio a minute. So we're expecting runway 27 for departure, SAPCO 1 November SID, and then obviously we've got quite a few directs as we proceed across sort of northern France, then across to hopefully over the Spanish airspace, then pretty much following down the sort of Costa del Sol region, overhead Benidorm, and then down into Alicante. Flight time today is around 1 hour 56 minutes, and our block time is around 2 hours 2 hours 15, depending on how quick the boarding commences. So runway at Alicante, we expect runway 28 for landing. It's the Valencia 3 November arrival. We're carrying 8.7 tons of fuel today, so not a great deal of fuel really. Zero fuel weight is 66.3 tons. Gives us a nice landing weight of so take-off weight, sorry, 74.8 tons and a landing weight of 69.3. So we've got 180 passengers. There's no NOTAMs at East Midlands today. We'll have a good look at the weather for our destination. So weather's currently 16 degrees with no significant change. Winds 290 at 17 knots. And QNH is slowly reducing. The company QNH is 1023. So we'll have a look at that a little bit lower as we proceed on. If we need to go to an alternate destination, Valencia is our alternate today. And the weather here at East Midlands, we've got wind at 3 knots, 27 degrees at 3 knots. Quite cold today at East Midlands, 3 degrees, so we're going to require anti-icing, engine and wing anti-icing for departure. QNH is 1018, so we'll get that all set in the box ready. And obviously the temperature, there is a little bit of rain predicted today, but there's no rain currently. So let's get everything else set up. Like I say, refueling is currently commencing. We can just set our initial departure altitude, which is going to be flight level 90. Not quite sure what's going on here. Our old SimApp Pro is playing games this morning. Probably because it wants to do an update. It's okay, what we'll do. So bear with us a second, guys. Just going to restart SimApp Pro and then we'll go from there. So we've got passengers boarding as we speak. I presume there's a bus here for some reason. I don't know why we've got a bus. Passengers are perfectly capable of walking, but there we go. Refueling still doing its thing. So I was just hoping to and the MCD is still playing up. I'm not sure why it's playing up, but there we go. So, bear with me a few minutes, guys. We're just going to try and get the MCD all set up. Maybe we need to do a quick update as well. So some exciting news whilst this is doing its update for the minute. Our wing control throttle has finally been dispatched, so it shouldn't be too much long before it's here. Unfortunately, I'm back at university again this week, so it's probably not going to be until next weekend we see it. So it's probably not going to be the last time you see the Honey Bravo throttle in action, if I'm honest. So yeah, that's where we're currently at. Just waiting for, like I say, for a quick update to happen.
Passenger's bus is coming.
Hopefully, we've made a little bit of a few changes to our streaming sort of platform as well. So I'm not quite sure what the current issue is with the old MCD while it's playing up. I have no idea. It's all working button press wise, I just have no screen on it. So bear with me a second, guys. We're just going to try and separate the all working swimmingly now. Just wait for it to catch up for a second. Once it's catched up, there we go. So fuel today is 8.7 tons of fuel. Our zero fuel weight is 66.3, and we'll have a quick look to see what our CG is going to be for our departure. So we want anti-ice on. We'll have a pack soft departure. We'll have flaps 1. So 146, 150, 153. So that's given us a CG of 25.3. Luckily for East Midlands, it's not a huge long taxi time, so hopefully it shouldn't be too bad either. So let's jump back down to the MCDU. Performance is all in there. So we've got a flex of 46. EGNX, like I said, runway 27 for departure today. And it's the, apologies, SATCO 1 November SID that we want. And then into LEAL, we're expecting a RNAV Zulu 28. And that is via the Valencia 3 November arrival routing. So that will now calculate our time. So we've got 920 miles. So, oh, it's actually 2 hours 43 minutes. It's estimating our time. So it is a little bit of a longer flight today. We'll need to save a little bit of fuel as well en route, which I'm sure we will be able to do. I think it's still calculating some of the figures as well. It might be also because we could still be refueling. But we'll see how we go with that. Hopefully we have plenty of fuel. So next thing really to do. So we've got everything else on. We'll get the transponder turned on into TAA mode. The weather radar is currently switched on and is ready to go. QNH is set 1018, 9,000 feet down initial climb. I think pretty much just a case of waiting for passengers, though. Saying that, I'm pretty sure all the passengers are now on. We'll have a good look on the tablet, see what it tells us. Sounds like we're still getting some fuel, some baggage on. Yeah, 180 passengers on board. We're just getting the last of the bags on board now. So let's get the VHF on. You may notice this isn't the normal Jessica Lynn music we normally have. The reason being for that is because I constantly get copyright issues when streaming as a result of it, obviously. So we can't unfortunately use that, so I've had to just stick with the standard default. So hopefully we'll see passengers. Oh, okay, no passengers being shown today, probably because we have an update, I would imagine, for the old GSX. That's usually the case. Next thing to do, we'll have a look to see what ATC is available, make sure that we're not going into a controlled airspace zone. Navigraph do that beautifully now, so I can just literally have a look. Sometimes, oh yes, we are actually in London's airspace. So it's Daventry 120025. So we'll get that tuned in now. So at least we get a little bit of ATC. Have a quick look at the ATS. So accumulate information alpha. No, this is Painware Scenery for East Midlands. I think it's a product developments or something, development corporation. It's pretty much the only one for East Midlands that you can pay for, to be fair. So we're just going to write our bits and bobs. 120025 is that. We're at East Midlands Airport, buddy. East Midlands.
Landing control, Speedbird 28 Bravo Heavies with you, flight level 370.
Super 28 Bravo London, hello, no pursuit hotel for Heathrow, when you're ready to send flight level 290.
Boarding complete, ladies and gentlemen. Is that
Nugra 2 Hotel, and when ready to send flight level 290 for Speedbird 28 Bravo Heavy.
So, aircraft loaded. We're going to request our clearance.
Shuttle 9 kilo, descend flight level 80.
Descend 80, shuttle 9 kilo.
Subject 5 November Victor, so the descent to Unicom 122 decibel 8, bye. Correction for climb Unicom 122 decibel 8, bye.
Advisory 1228, so we'll make that mistake sometimes because it's 9 November Victor.
London, good afternoon. Channel 97 Tangos with East Midlands. I'll stand 15, requesting IFR to Alicante. Airbus A321 with information alpha.
Flight 97 Tango London, hello, clear to Alicante, Sapco 1 November departure, score 7022.
Clear to Alicante, Sapco 1 November departure, squawking 7022, Channel 97 Tango.
Flight 97 Tango, that's correct.
So
Shuttle 9
7022.
kilo, contact Heathrow direct, 119, address 730, bye bye.
We'll have a little bit more of a discussion shortly as well about some of the other bits and bobs.
Going over to Heathrow Director on 119730, thank you, shuttle 9 kilo.
Want to change all three of the QNHs at once. So it's not actually the wing that you need to get to do that. If you go into the Phoenix app here, down to sim settings, and what you'll see, there is an option somewhere in here. It might be under controls. EFIS barrier control. You want to make sure it's set to linked, and then it will do all three for you.
989 Whiskey Romeo London, hello, route direct to Airbus, the Airbus 1 Mike arrival.
So then, cockpit prep, gear pins and covers removed, all quantities 8.7 tons. See button, it is set to nav, and we'll just double check on the MCD as well to make sure these are all set to nav. Hit the data option and IRS monitor, all three are set to nav. Berth 1018 hectopascals. So we'll get the nav lights on, get the AP started as well. Need a couple of second delay to get that going. So we'll let that do its thing. Just trying to remember which one. Just wait for the AP to boot up. And there we go. Yeah, I never bought the right hand side one. It may be something I consider actually in a few months' time. But to be honest, it doesn't have a huge amount of impact to a single sim setup. So then, pretty much just waiting for the AP to boot up. Once that's all booted up, we will go from there. What do you guys think to the new view, especially on TikTok? There's been quite a few changes to the layout and stuff on TikTok. Hopefully that makes things a little bit easier for you guys. Obviously, if you've got any other suggestions to make changes, I personally think it looks better than it did before. I must admit, TikTok we did sort of...
London, hello, squawk 6675, Airbus 1 Mike from Manchester.
Sort of lost it a little bit. So, AP is available. AP bleed on.
Echo 1, the surface
Still
wind is
about off.
140 degrees, do not, runway 33, clear, take off.
So let's request our clearance. We'll get
Thank you for my
the...
command, I'm interested to take off easy 64, Papa,
Speedbird 28 Bravo, descend flight level 200.
So we're just waiting for
Descend flight level
the
200, Speedbird 28 Bravo.
chappie to get everything else sorted.
London Trail, good day, Speedbird 1471, flight level 370.
Speedbird 1471 London, hello, Nodrus 2 hotel arrival, set squawk 727.
Oh good, I'm pleased you like it, buddy. Pleased you like it. I don't know how everyone is over on YouTube as well, hopefully you're all well. I'll tell you a few little exciting announcements once we get in the air as well.
Route direct to Airbus.
I will warn you now, I've not flown the 321 in a long while. So just...
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
So just waiting for the tug to be all connected. It's not actually the right type of tug really for this airport. But saying that, I don't think the 321 really departs from East Midlands anyway. So then, let's request our pushback clearance. Let's have a quick look to see what other aircraft are around us as well. Generally speaking, it's mostly cargo that you see here at East Mids. And so Ryanair is to our left hand side as well. London, Channel 97 Tango's ready for push and start, stand 15.
Channel 97 Tango, thanks, push start through, face east, EGNX 1018.
Push start through facing east, EGNX 1018, Channel 97 Tango. Right then, so pushback is ready, GSX is all ready to go as well. So continue pushback. We don't need de-icing today, and we want to be nose to the left, tail to the right.
Victor back to London, hello, Export 0314.
Brake to release, you can push.
Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push is completed and brakes are set.
Roger.
Ryanair 89, we'll
Cheers,
take
follow.
Romeo when you're ready to send flight level 200 level Alpha.
What descending flight level 200 level by Airbus for Ryanair 89 Whiskey Romeo.
10x86 Echo Romeo when ready to send flight level 200 level by Alpha.
Roger.
So before start packet release, take a speeds and thrusts 146, 150, 153. Windows and
10x86
doors
Echo, report
closed.
your max number.
Beacon is on. And Kinch 101.
86 Echo.
10x86 Echo, thanks, fly, max decimals 78.
So we've been told that we need to stand by for engine start. Just no.
Good afternoon, London Control, Shuttle 2 Foxtrot inbound umlaut at 4,000 feet.
Shuttle 2 Foxtrot London, hello, climb now, flight level 140.
Climb now, flight level 140, Shuttle 2 Foxtrot.
Ryanair 1 X-ray Quebec, climb now, flight level 160.
160 Ryanair 1 X Quebec.
Ryanair 89 Whiskey Romeo, fly max decimal 78 or greater.
Great set, good to
Max
connect.
0.78 or greater Ryanair 89 Whiskey Romeo.
Starting engine 1.
Easy 31 Charlie Delta, contact Scottish Control 133.2, goodbye.
133.2, easy ground Charlie Delta.
Seabird 1471, when ready to send flight level 290, redirect to Tobit.
Thank you for
Pilot down to level 290, direct Tobit, speed 1471.
Seabird 28 Bravo, descend flight level 150, level Soffit.
Descend flight level 150 level Soffit for Speedbird 28 Bravo Heavy.
This is because you are pull out.
London Control, good day, Virgin 125 with a flight level 400.
Virgin 1255, London, hello, Alpha, on Mike from Manchester, fly max 78 or less.
The internet will still on board. If your device becomes damaged or hot, produces smoke, is lost or falls into the sea or the aircraft.
Can you repeat?
Fly max decimal 78 or less, Elvos 1 Mike, arrival.
Engine 1 available. Starting 2.
Make sure that any hand luggage is taken away and your seatbelt is fastened ahead protect.
Virgin 125, do you copy?
We'd just like to tell you about our friendly onboard together policy. We've created it to protect you and our cabin crew from any unfortunate.
No, I didn't copy. Can you maybe repeat again, please?
Has a great flight. As a part of this, please remember that you can only drink alcohol that is served.
Shuttle 2 Foxtrot, route direct to Alvos, speed 180 knots or greater, pressure 280 knots or greater.
We want all our customers to enjoy being.
Sorry, what was the direct to, sorry?
Thank you for listening.
Elvos.
Roger, direct to Elvos.
And speed 280 knots or later. Let's turn listening mode on, please.
We would appreciate your apologies.
Speed 280 knots or greater and listening mode on.
Ryanair 1X, Quebec, route direct to Norrie.
8 emergency exits, 2 at the front and 2 at the rear.
Virgin
125, was it actually 1 Mike arrival?
Virgin 1255, priority at the moment is flying max decimal 78 or less. Confirm you are doing that.
No, I'm flying Mach 085. I will fly Mach 078 now.
Virgin 125, thank you. Correction, Virgin 1255, thank you. It's an Airbus on my
After start, anti-ice engine and wing anti-ice on. Eco status check. Pitch trim 0.8 up. Rudder trim is neutral.
If the cabin has
Virgin 125, thank you. And the arrival is Airbus 1 Mike.
above your head. Stay where you are.
86 Papa Delta, A1 passing 4000 Papa.
86 for Papa Delta, thank you. Climb now, flight level 190.
So, flight controls, full up,
Line now, following 1
pull down, neutral,
Virgin
full left,
1255, when ready to descend flight level 300.
rudder, full left,
Next flight level 200 by Alpha.
neutral.
When ready, ascend to flight level 300,
God, this guy is so loud.
300 for Virgin 125, and expect after that flight level 200.
Pull the tape saddle.
Shuttle 2 Foxtrot, climb flight level
Blue plate,
160.
pull down on the red
Climb
tab.
now, flight level 160, shuttle.
If your life jacket should fail
Viva
to
28
inflate,
Bravo,
you may
descend
climb
flight
into the
level
red shoes.
Descend flight
Your
level
life
80,
jacket should only
Viva
be
28 Bravo.
inflated once you are
86 for
outside
Papa
the
Delta, route
aircraft.
direct to Compton, Charlie
For
Papa Delta.
further information of the safety features of this aircraft, there is a seat pocket in front of you. Please study it carefully. Thank
86
you
for
for your
Papa Delta,
attention.
route direct
Thank
to
you,
Compton,
cabin
Charlie
crew.
Papa Tango.
So then, let's request our taxi.
Company G6 for Papa Delta.
Rhino 1 X-ray Quebec, further climb Unicom 122.8, bye bye.
122.8 further, 1 expect Quebec, thank you sir, bye bye.
London, Channel 97 Tango is ready for taxi.
Alex 97 Tango, thank you, take on point, Alpha 1.
Taxi 12-1, Channel 97 Tango. Base released, clear taxi. He's not given us any particular instruction. It's because there's not many aircraft on the ground here at the minute. But we'll make our first left onto Quebec. There's no other aircraft around us. Left side's clear, right side's clear. Cabin crew seats for departure, please. One thing you have to be a little bit careful of, just do a quick brake check. It's just the left side's clear. You can't taxi as quickly in the 321 just due to the length.
Are you ready to copy clearance?
And it always buzzes us as we're just on the call.
Yes, due to copy your clearance, you haven't been given your clearance to destination.
Yeah, go on, I'm ready to copy my clearance.
Showing cargo 456, thank you. It's information Alpha at East Midlands, you're cleared to Montreal, Trent 2 November departure.
Flag check.
Book 5017.
Wonderful, thank you. Cabin is secure. So, taxi check for us, please. Flag control check, flap setting, conf 1 plus F. Radar predictive wind shear system is on and auto. Engine mode selected on. And ecam memo take off, no blue. So, probably should be a straight out departure.
Cargo 456, that is correct.
And then
Brake
the,
shuffle to Foxtrot, report your indicated airspeed.
Indicated airspeed is.
So, initial climb is going to be 90 Sapco.
28 Bravo, contact Heathrow direct.
So, the left hand turn after departure.
119.73 for Speedbird 28 Bravo, goodbye.
Shuttle to Foxtrot, Elvos 1 Mike arrival, route direct to Trent, Tango November Tango.
Route direct to Trent for the Elvos 1 Mike arrival.
Speedbird 1471, descend flight level 200.
Well, level 200, Speedbird 1471. Running control, connected battery, Tango Charlie, will keep running flight level 190.
So, let's do the lineup checklist in a second. So, packs can come off for the minute. And
Flight level 31.
the TCAS.
Ryanair 89 Whiskey Romeo, on conversion, speed 280 knots.
On conversion speed 280 knots, Ryanair 89 Whiskey Romeo.
Xanax 86 Echo, on conversion, speed 280 knots.
On conversion 280 knots, Xanax 86 Echo. Butterfly, easy.
8062 Charlie Mike London, hello, set squawk 7452.
7452, easy, 60 Charlie.
So this is Alpha 2.
Easy
So,
64 Pakistan,
climate
Flight 1,
checklist.
Unicom 122, destination, bye-bye.
Take off runway confirm. Runway 27 Alpha 1.
64 Papa Delta.
Flaps config 1 plus F. TCAS TARA Pats 1 and 2 both.
Airbus. On conversion, speed 250 knots.
Virgin 1215, sending to flight over 200 and speed 250.
Just as a follow, Kayla. I don't know how we're doing, buddy.
Ryder 890 Whiskey Romeo, route direct to Tango November, Tango Trent.
Direct to Tango November Tango, runner 89 Whiskey Romeo.
Genex 86 Echo, route direct to Tango November, Tango Trent.
Oh, this is stopping lovely, this aircraft today. I think because of the bit of weight behind it, it does stop quite nicely.
Chicago 456, taxi holding point Alpha 1. Genex 907 Tango, winds 250 degrees 3 knots, runway 27 clear takeoff.
Good takeoff, runway 27, channel 97 Tango.
Steward 1471, route direct to Bovington, descend flight level.
So then, no lights on.
Bovington, flight level 100, Steward 1471.
Strobes are on and flashing. So let's bring it to a idle. Slow and steady with this aircraft always wins the race, to be fair. So then, let's come to a stop. So thrust 50%.
Genex 52 Charlie, correction, Genex 52 Tango Charlie, route direct to Charlie Hotel Tango.
Take off. Man flex 46 SRS runway auto thrust blue. Thrust set.
All control good afternoon. Max 960.
100.
Content in East Midlands Airport.
B1. Rotate.
Afternoon. Thanks for using the pre-departure clearance. It's really helpful. Push and start has improved. The EGNX is 118.
Welcome to San Approved QH 1018.
Positive rate climb, go.
Short 2 Foxtrot, contact Manchester,
No.
correction Scottish Control 133.2, goodbye.
Contact Scottish Control 1332. Goodbye.
And last station call sign only?
Just climb.
Oh, Spooler for Sierra Whiskey, there we go, I've got you. It's a Lister 1 Lima for Stansted, route direct to Pedig. Spooler for Sierra Whiskey, just confirm your request for final level.
0. Pax 1 2 based on.
Yeah, climb flight level 330.
Yeah, it's shot there a little bit.
Direct to Pedig. Steward 1471, descend flight level 80. Steward 1471, contact Heathrow direct to 119.73, bye-bye.
119
Virgin 6 Golf Alpha Heavy, flight level 410 to Nuggrove, the Nuggrove 2 Hotel.
Virgin 6 Golf Alpha London, thank you very much, that's walk 6741.
AP1.
Walk 6741 for Virgin 6 Golf Alpha.
Taxi 97 Tango, report your passing level, climb now, flight level 110.
Nice, nice on Tango. Passing 5,400 and just repeat the climb.
Flight level 110.
Climbing 110 is short on EGNX 97 Tango.
Rider 89 Whiskey Romeo, report indicate airspeed.
Open climb 170.
It's 326
Standard pressure is set.
Rider 89 Whiskey Romeo, speed 280 knots now, please.
Please be careful when opening overhead lockers. Moved around.
Rider 89 Whiskey Romeo, report that speed to Scottish Control 133
Any part of the plane, including
133.2 runner 89 Whiskey Romeo, bye bye.
Our cabin crew is preparing our award-winning in-flight service. Take a look at our tasting menu and Jet2 shop brochure to see what's on offer.
FedEx 15 Bravo Hotel, thank you for starting through H1018.
As a special promotion to launch our brand new range on board.
As East Midlands Airport.
Tango, climb flight level 130.
Climb 130 is channel sign, so Tango. Climb 130.
Either 3 Yankee London Control, good afternoon, climb flight level 2.
Price of the high street, there really is some absolute bargains on board. For now though, please do sit back, relax and enjoy your flight with us. Thank you.
And London Control, a very good evening. Channel 380 Kilo, Bravo 738.
Approaching 10,000.
With Bravo QNH1019 requesting much clearance.
Cheers for the Solar Silver UK.
7 Cargo 546, surface wind East Midlands, 25633 knots.
10,000 feet, surrounding lights off.
Correction, 2 seconds, please take off. Chicago 456, surface wind East Midlands, 253 knots, runway 27, clear takeoff.
So, inbound SAPCO.
FedEx 38 India Kilo Loader Control, good afternoon, you're clear to destination, ADMEX 1 Mike departure. The score is 7611.
Okay, clear to Canberra, ADMEX 1 Mike departure, squawk 7611, Channel 380.
FedEx 38 India Kilo, that's correct. FedEx 86 Echo reports your speed to London Control, correction, Scottish Control 133.2, bye-bye. FedEx 52 Tango Charlie, Unicom 122, decimate, bye-bye. Transavia 120, London Control, good afternoon. Airbus 1 Mike, arrival to Manchester, route direct to Airbus. Chicago 456, Roger, break Transavia 120, the readback was unreadable, static only, Mike's probably needed.
So hopefully we'll get further climb in a second.
Version 6 Golf Alpha, standing by to descend.
Version 6 Golf Alpha, thanks, descend flight level 290.
Descend flight level 290, Version 6 Golf Alpha.
Super 55 Whiskey London, hello, climb now, flight level 140.
Climbing 150. Control, no accident, signal 606.
Blue X 96, expect you taxi point out of 3, and if you need to, are you able Whiskey 1 just due to the immobilised German car?
So guys, first little takeoff in ages in the 321. And I do enjoy flying it, in fairness. It is a very nice aircraft to fly, to be fair.
Flex 97 Tango, climb flight level 220.
Climb 220, Channel 97. Over climb 220.
Version 1255, speed 280 knots.
So yeah, overall I do like the 321. It's just the only thing I do find with it, slowing down is usually the issue with it all. So let's have a quick look en route, see what sort of ATC we'll get. We may get, oh, there is a little bit of ATC on actually.
Good afternoon, thanks. That's really helpful, push the size approved.
No problem.
So Barcelona controls currently online.
All stations on the ground at Birmingham Station Bravo is now currently QNH 1019.
So passing 50,000. We can release the cabin in a moment.
Thanks, 15 Bravo Hotel, QNH 1019, taxi 1 point Echo 1.
And we'll have terrain on that side.
3155, report that speed to Scottish Control 133.
So guys,
bye-bye.
obviously the first time using the 321 with the overhead as well. It seems to work exactly the same as using the 319 to be fair.
KLM22 Yankee, thank you for your patience and you've tried to help us.
Doesn't change anything.
Level 200 and
Cheers for the subscriber, Tony.
Much
Much appreciated, mate.
Plan 6000 and heading 136
obviously, if you guys have got any more suggestions for videos as well, then feel free to make any suggestions. I don't mind.
Roger. KLM22 Yankee, flight level 250.
250,
So let's release the cabin crew.
Zulu 40 Whiskey, when you're ready, descend flight level 290.
I'm ready, 290.
Telex 97 Tango for the climb on Unicom 122 next night. Have a good flight. Bye.
Let's climb on Unicom, Channel 97 Tango. Thanks, ATC, mate.
055 Whiskey, climb flight level 210.
So let's go straight to our cruise then. 370 open climb. So we're going to go managed climb, actually. So about 20 miles we should be at climb level. Channel 97 Tango, overhead Daventry, climbing flight level 370. So then guys, yes, there's been quite a few changes actually with the old YouTube and TikTok, hence why there's not been many videos in the last few days, well, a good few days now. So you may have noticed we've got an extra camera view, well we've got an extra 2 camera views really, compared to what we did have previously. Obviously we don't have the MCDU view. Over on TikTok you may notice that there is quite a lot of changes with how everything looks. Took quite a bit of working out because obviously the aspect ratio is completely different versus YouTube and TikTok. It's makes things a little bit more challenging in that respect. But we've managed to get something to fit, which is always good. Like I say guys, we've had the overhead now just over a week I think. It seems to be performing well. We had an update actually, so obviously some of you may have seen my video on the use of customizing the custom buttons. The way that works actually is quite straightforward in fairness. Now they've basically updated it so it's literally a drop down menu with set commands, but you can also set your custom commands as well, so if you want to change something that they've not configured already, you can do it. I have a feeling they're going to keep adding to that list as the version numbers go up. The ground control hasn't been sorted yet. I know the team are working on it. We've had a good discussion with them, and same with the fault lights for the custom buttons as well. They actually do work. There's no issues with the work. It's just some software issue that they need to just have a quick look at. But other than that, so far everything's working really good. Not got anything to report of any issues. They made a update to the integral lighting on the overhead, so it actually matches a little bit better. Because previously we didn't have anything really. So yeah, they've made it so it's actually a little bit better in terms of its brightness, and it then corresponds better with the sim as well. I'm trying to think what other updates. There was a couple of other updates that they've done as well. The cabin lighting, obviously that's all still operational as it was previously. I do use it from time to time. Obviously on streams it causes a few little issues, particularly with it sort of saturates the camera view. Ideally the best camera view is actually pretty much where I'm sat looking upwards. The issue we've got is having it on the back of the headrest here is not really an option because obviously the seat moves backwards and forwards, and obviously it needs to be in a fixed position ideally. But it does give you the best view, so we've got a bit of both, best of both worlds really, with both of them. But overall, really good. Quite happy with it, to be honest. And obviously Tom said that the TikTok version definitely looks better than it did previously. With regards to the face view, I wasn't really a big fan of this, but a few people have asked for it, so that's hence why we've done it. We tried to make it nice and subtle as well. I don't know what that noise is about. Good old vaccine, mate. And this is the reason why they've stopped children playing. So, but yeah, overall, I'm really happy with everything at the moment. Like I say, our wing main throttle is on its way. I don't know when realistically we'll receive it. I think ideally it's probably going to come Monday now. I think if it was going to come today, it would have already come. So yeah, if that comes Monday, that's fair enough. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be here until Friday, or late Thursday afternoon, Friday. So what the plan tomorrow will be is to take off the Honey Bravo. And if you guys are after the Honey Bravo, feel free to drop us a message. It will be going on to eBay, and it will be processed through eBay, unfortunately, just because of payment issues. That's all. Selling it directly. With regards to the actual add-on throttles, the ProDes Sim throttles, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. If I'm honest, I think we may end up actually. Well, I don't actually know what we're going to end up doing with it, if I'm honest, because they're quite an expensive throttle set. They're about £100 if you want to buy them. However, last week when arming the spoilers, you may notice, I don't know what you guys can see much, we broke the lever. Well, I didn't break the lever broke itself, but it looks like it's just sort of come away and around the joint that actuates it. So what I'm going to try and do is try and magic something together, but we may decide to sell the throttles alongside this. I'm not 100% sure yet. I need to have a look at it, see if it's something that's salvageable. It may be salvageable for the meantime. Obviously, I don't know exactly how things will work with it, but obviously that'll be at a reduced rate on them as well. There's me leaning on the throttle, just not a good idea in flight. But overall, I think it'll be better. And what we plan to do is the MCDU that we've got down here. We plan to bring this down to next to my lap. That's the hope anyway, is we're going to try and bring it across, have the throttle on the furthest point away. However, if that doesn't work, we have got another plan as well. We've also ordered the throttle mount through Wing. There's a couple of reasons why I decided to do that. The first main reason is because of this AGP panel. Was hoping what we can do is integrate, so we have the landing gear actually in the position where it should be in the real thing, and also be able to mount the ECAM panel properly. I'm not sure how this is going to work yet. Obviously we've got these extra couple of bars as well, which we can utilise, but we'll see how all that proceeds and progresses. And then obviously we'll let you guys know what we decide to do, but it's going to be a little bit of fiddling. Also means getting in my wiring loom and obviously disconnecting the Honey Bravo and stuff, which is quite a big job on its own, in fairness. I do have an exciting announcement though as well. So obviously most of you know that I produced a video for Java Simulator because there is no reviews currently out there for the overhead. So I did an initial unboxing and review. Not going to say it's the best video we've ever done, and we will be doing another video in the next couple of weeks just to explore how we've got on with it in the next few weeks. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. Java Simulator have actually announced to me that they would like to do some form of collaboration going forwards with some of their new products. And I'm excited to tell you that the product that they've offered me to review next hasn't actually been released by them. Well, it has been released, but the actual configuration that they've sent me is different to what their website shows. But it's basically the whole side of this pedestal. But what they've actually decided to do is underneath the weather radar, they've decided to put the transponder panel, which I've been asking for from other simulator companies for ages, because I'm not being funny, most of us that fly in flight sim, we don't need both sides. Obviously, if you've got a full cockpit, then yes, you can order both sides, in which you can order them from Java Simulator. But they've actually, I gave them a little bit of feedback and said, oh, what about the single person that's flying? We don't need all these extra panels and 2 lots of the same panel. So what they've included is the RMP panel, the audio control panel. Even comes with the integral lighting and flood lighting, which I was quite surprised by. Then a sort of scaled back version of the weather radar. So I'll just make sure we're going. And then the transponder underneath that, and I think that's a really, really good move, to be honest, because no other company actually developed something like that. So that would make them a little bit unique in that sense as well. But if it's anything like the overheads, really, really happy with it, to be fair. There are a couple of like niggly points that I would say that I've noticed, mainly the fire buttons. So it looks like they've been made, the fire buttons have basically been made using a 2 buttons side by side. So if you don't press them equally, sometimes they can actually go off kilter a little bit, and then it looks a bit strange. Yeah, that's pretty much where we're at with them. But to be honest, for the amount that you use them, it doesn't really have a huge impact, and that may be why they've decided to downgrade a little bit on the quality there, because they're not realistically going to get used as much as some of the other buttons, whereas all the other buttons feel really hard wearing. The other little niggle I already mentioned in the other video was around the switch covers. Most of you probably noticed that they're actually not rigid switch covers, which I personally wanted, and we may try and come up with a solution for that. I'm currently in the process of talking with them to see if, because I'm not sure how the covers come off, whether they just slot on top of the switches. If that's the case and they just slot on top of the switches, then we may be able to just deal with it ourselves, get it in position, and get some good old Gorilla Glue on it and see how we go on from there. And the final thing that I'd mention is I noticed the IRS knobs don't always quite align. However, I've managed to actually fix that. So if you push it to the far right point, you can actually adjust it slightly and get it nice. So I've got them all perfectly aligned now, which is lovely. But you just need to be a little bit careful doing that, making sure you don't go too far the other way. But overall, no, really, really good. I think it's quite a unique product as well. That was the actual appeal to me when I first bought it. To be fair, was the fact it's different, and the extra lighting and stuff that they implement as well. I feel like that's quite helpful. But there we go. So guys, we've got quite a long flight actually. So 2 hours. Well, what was that? There's 17:27. We should be landing. Now I think we're at 15:50. So we're 32 minutes since startup. About 770 miles. Obviously, we have got a nice tailwind that's pushing us along. 97 knot tailwind, which is nice to see actually. We're still climbing to our cruise level at the moment, so in about another 50 miles or so we should be at our cruise level. And then we should be at the most efficient. So we've got lovely 100 knot tailwind at the moment. With regards to where we are at the moment, we're just pretty much over the English Channel. I don't know what you can see out the window. Not a great deal really. But yeah, we're pretty much just over the English Channel. A little bit cloudy today here in the UK compared to what it has been like. It's been very, very cold the last few months. Like I say, we have got some ATC on as we get into Spanish airspace. Whether that's still online, obviously, once we get there, who knows. We have also saved a nice bit of fuel already, so we've got an extra 3.5 tons of fuel. So we've got an extra 48 minutes of fuel after our alternate and extra 30-minute final time. so we'll see how we go from there. So we may be able to actually, once we get to our cruise, we'll see how we're doing. Maybe have to increase our speed a little bit as well, just to help alongside that. So I finally obviously got off my ban from TikTok as well, which was very nice to have, really. It was a very nice achievement. I don't really understand how I got banned. It didn't even tell me what violation I committed, so I don't know what that was all about. It gave us a 5-day ban. It could be due to some copyright issues, maybe with some of the audio tracks. I'm not really too sure, to be honest. But yeah, hopefully next week we'll get a little bit more content out once I've got an assessment next Thursday. Once that's out of the way with, hopefully we'll get a bit more content out. Unfortunately, the following week after, well, you'll have about a week with me, and then I'm away on holiday for a few days over to lovely Tenerife, and ironically in a Jet2 Airbus A321 from Stansted, so that should be quite nice, really. I've personally never been in a 321, let alone a Jet2 321, mostly been in Boeing 737, so it'll make a nice change. Hey Joyd, how we doing, buddy? We certainly had a few more followers over on YouTube as well, which is much appreciated. So guys, if you're watching over on YouTube, thank you for subscribing. It's much appreciated. We are trying to increase the amount of viewers. I'm not sure yet about monetization, whether that will be a thing going forward. Obviously with the fact that JavaSim are wanting to collaborate, makes things a little bit difficult, because obviously we're going to have to declare that going forward. Because obviously they're going to send me that product on the thing that we're going to review it. As always, you will get my honest opinion. If I think it's shit, I'll tell you it's crap. But yeah, I will still tell you exactly what I think to them. But overall, the communication between us has been really good as well. Can't really fault the communication. I love this view when the flyby view. I think that's always pretty cool. But yeah, the cinematic mode. So if those of you wondering, if you're new to the channel, so we run a few different add-ons. So we run GSX, obviously, for our ground services. But we also run something which you'll see on here in a second called. I can't remember what it's called now. I'm having a moment. Basically, it replaces all your camera views and puts it on. Oh my lord, what's it called? I can't remember. Oh, it's called Chase Plane. That's it, Chase Plane. Ignore me. And also we run another add-on as well, which I don't think you'll see in Sim. Something called FS Realistic. Those of you may have heard of it. So I don't know if you noticed as we was taxiing down, and also we get a little bit of turbulence and things when in the cockpit. You'll notice you get that wobble, particularly in the sort of camera views and stuff. You'll start to notice a little bit of wobble if we get a bit of turbulence and things. But it's such a good add-on, in fairness. Cheers, aviation. Cheers for the like, buddy. I appreciate there's not many people watching over on YouTube today. Obviously, it's Saturday afternoon. People generally doing things. We thought what we'd do is we'd do a sort of afternoon video, and then you get to see. Obviously, we would start to lose light as we proceed further towards Spain. Hopefully it won't be completely dark. We'll have hopefully a nice sunset on the way. That was the sort of plan with the time of the stream. But there we go. Like I say, guys, if you're not already subscribed over on YouTube, if you want to see more of our content, so we do upload a lot more content over on YouTube than we do on TikTok, if I'm honest. We tend to do a lot of short little clips on TikTok, but our actual main sort of reviews and things are over on YouTube. So if you want to check them out, feel free to give us a like, comment, subscribe. There's a couple of good ones on there at the minute. Well, I say there's a couple of good ones. I've had a little bit of stick about one of them, to be fair, about my graphics settings. So I've done a sort of 2026 edition for graphics settings because I have tweaked them again since the new sim update 4. And I talked to you a little bit around my sort of system specs, because I get a lot of questions about system specs and what we used to run. I probably use a slightly reduced rate of system specs compared to some people. Obviously that's because I have to take into account we are also streaming as well, which does utilise some VRAM. And the ultimate aim was to sort of get, well, pretty much get looking at a smooth flight sim. That's the ultimate achievement. I'm not so bothered about how amazing something looks, as long as it, like, Flight Sim 2024 looks really good anyway when you consider what we've had previously, especially with the latest little updates and things. It's certainly coming a long way now. But I personally don't find all about getting constant solid FPS at 200 FPS. I don't see what the bonus is in that. But ultimately my monitors can't even handle that sort of FPS. So smoothness to me is probably the important thing. It may not be important to everyone. Some people may find it's not as important to have it as smooth, but obviously for us streaming and stuff, I like to have it smooth, especially at that point of touchdown. That's generally speaking the point of when you have the most VRAM usage, as things start spawning in when you're going to the ground. And that's one of the reasons why we don't enable GSX until we get on the ground, because you can actually assign your stand number way all before you're on the ground. The reason why we don't do that is because it obviously, as you get closer, it starts loading in all them objects, and that can cause some stutters occasionally. And well, I don't know if it's as bad now because there's been a few more updates on it, but previously it caused a lot of stutters. It really did. But no, overall, it's really good GSX, to be honest. Apart from the amount it needs updating, they're doing constant updates, which is a good thing. But I very often go into GSX and it's outdated of some description. Another little add-on that we did a little video on the other day, and I actually think it's got a few uses, and I think it's a use that a lot of people wouldn't think of it as. So what I've been using this add-on for, which is the FSI panel, 2024 edition obviously for Flight Sim 24, is basically using it to, it's designed to perfect your landings and stuff and get your landings nice. But what I actually use it for is something completely different. Well, I do use it for landings, but I also have started using it to tweak my graphics settings. And the reason for that is because it will put you in at a short approach. You can fly the approach shortly, and obviously you can alter your graphics settings and then reset at the same approach and just keep trying it until you get a nice smooth ending. And that's what I've been doing actually. And it works a treat. It really does work a treat. Because like I say, that's the point where your system's at most stress. So if you are able to customize your graphics settings to the point where your system's at most stress, then you'll get a nice smooth response from the sim. So if you want to check that video out, feel free. Like I say, it's not an exact science because obviously that will utilise performance on its own, but I found it really useful, and the last couple of flights we've done since using that, because I recorded that video a few days ago, even though it was only uploaded yesterday I believe, even though I've recorded it a few days ago, I personally think it's quite helpful. Some people may disagree, which is fair enough, but for me, I found it alright, and I think it's allowed me to tweak some settings. Like, we did used to run ultra clouds, but actually when you compare ultra clouds to non-ultra clouds, there is literally no difference at all. Hardly any difference. Like I say, guys, we are going to lose a little bit of light soon, I think. I don't know if you can see, the sun is on its way down already, I think. It's such a lovely aircraft, the 321. So lovely. There you go. This is FS Realistic, as you can see this wobbling effect. So this is FS Realistic in action, and it produces this little bit of a wobble. And occasionally you'll get that little bit of turbulence, you know, like it's not really turbulence, it's just like a little bit of movement that you'll get, pretty much as you get in the real plane. We do have quite a lot of the features turned off. For VFR flying it's even better, but it's certainly worth checking out, that's for sure. Well, I must admit our subscriber amount has increased quite dramatically. So this time 2 weeks ago we was only on a small amount of 200 subscribers. We're at nearly 400 now, which is really, really cool. And like I say, I'm not all about the subscribers. I do it all through enjoyment, really. Everything we do on the channel is through enjoyment. Most people that know, I hate editing stuff, so you'll probably notice that I probably put less time into editing than I should do. But it's mainly because I don't enjoy doing it. I have got a couple of people that are helping us out with Discord. So obviously the automated announcement. So if you want to join our Discord, scan the QR code that pops up over on TikTok as well. It will be on the end of the YouTube video. But yeah, if you want to join our Discord, you're more than welcome to. There's a few bits of downloadable content on there as well, some cabin packs, and a few other little bits and bobs. There is also my old graphic settings on there. I've not quite updated it yet to the new graphic settings. That'll be something that we'll upload in the next few days. Maybe do it tomorrow, in actual fact. Cheers for the like, Ben. But yeah, overall, really, really happy at the minute with how things are going. Our Java Sim impressions and unboxing video has got 2.2k in views, which is really, really good. A lot of our live streams don't get as many views, which is understandable because they're long streams to watch. I do always try and record them, so everything we do pretty much is recorded, and we'll cut it down to the bare minimums of basically descent and everything else. And then over on our graphics setting guide, we got another 2.7k views, which is really, really good. I didn't expect anywhere near that amount, to be fair. But it shows that there is a bit of a market there for it. Like I say, guys, we are expecting our wing products very soon. So once that throttle comes, that wasn't sponsored at all. The only thing that's going to be sponsored is the product that's going to be coming from Java Sim. I don't have a time scale for that at the moment. They've just offered it to me as a thank you, basically, for doing the video, and I think they're going to share the video going forward as well. Hey JB, how we doing? Hey Maverick, how we doing? But no, it's really, really good, to be fair. I'm really looking forward to the cheeky little wing throttle though, because as much as I love the Honey Bravo throttle, and it is a good product and I've had it for quite a few years, it's just so bulky. It is literally such a bulky product, which is the reason why I struggle with the throttle settings, because it's so far back. I don't know what you guys can see here, but it's so far back. Well, there we go. I don't know if this will help. It doesn't really help them that much. But there we go. This is one of the best features about this product, I would say, is the fact of the integrated lighting. I do think that was a really, really good move. And those of you that may be wondering about ordering it, would you have the amber or would you have the white? Personally, I think the white's really good. The amber does look nice and it sort of goes with the rest of the integral lighting on it. But I think actually the white separates that quite nicely, because obviously if you pop I don't know what you can... As usual, I've done the usual stuff. There we go. So if you put the dome lights on, they are a sort of they're a warm white light, not a white, not cool white. However, I just like cool white generally, and I guess it's all personal preference really, of what people think. Hey Lewis, how are we doing? Like I say, guys, if you've got any questions, feel free to ask. I'll try and answer them the best we can. It just depends, to be honest, what the questions are, whether I can answer them or not. But we'll do our best to certainly answer any questions you have. So we're just going to up our max speed for the minute. To around 0.8 Mach, and we'll go from there. Hey Lee, how we doing, buddy? Hope you're well, mate. I had an exciting email. I don't know how long you've been watching for, but I had a little bit of an exciting email yesterday from good old Wing Control, or Wing or whatever you want to call them these days, and my throttles have finally been dispatched, and I've got a tracking number now, so finally we're one step closer to actually getting them, after waiting since, like, I think it was October when I ordered them. It was like the end of September, start of October I ordered them. I think before, yeah, I ordered it before I ordered the overhead. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. The only downside to that, Lee, is unfortunately I'm not here most of this week, which is really gutted. So I was hoping it was going to come today, but it's not even showing with Yodel yet. As much as I hate parcels coming with Yodel, I really do. They'll probably throw it over the fence or something stupid. Yeah, unfortunately I'm here tomorrow, but I don't think Yodel will deliver on Sundays as far as I'm aware. But yeah, they well, I guess it just depends when it's going to come. I think it will come Monday, if I'm honest. However, it depends what time Monday to whether I'll be actually in to receive it, because I'm at uni again, unfortunately, majority of this week. Although I'm only actually in properly for one day, which is a bit crazy. But I need to be down there for the week, unfortunately. But after that, I'm not back then until March, and I'm only there for 3 weeks in March, and most of that's from home, so we'll get quite a bit of content out then. We will do a video as well of the wing throttles. Like I say, we'll do an unboxing and review, although there is plenty of reviews out there about the wing throttles, to be fair, and it's certainly not going to be the best review compared to some of the others that I've watched. But obviously we do a lot of reviews on all the products we do, so, and all the products we own, so it makes sense to do one. Just to make sure we've got all the chat there. But yeah, I'm pretty excited, Lee, to be fair. What's your thoughts, Lee, of the new sort of layout using Streamlabs? I know it's not like massively different, to be fair. The only thing I have just quickly noticed though, does that say what I think that says on there? It says not available for our destination with Volanta. Let me have a look. Why is that doing that? There you go, hopefully that's updated now. There we go. So yeah, we updated TikTok and also YouTube, just with a little bit with the layout. Not massively. Not massively at all. And obviously we've got a new camera view, which I don't know if you was here the other day when it was the first stream of using it. It wasn't my choice, I could assure you, but quite a few people mentioned it and said that that's what they'd like. So I thought, well, why not? I've actually got a 4K webcam now, which is pretty awesome. And it's quite cool because it uses like a green screen as well, and that's built through NVIDIA, through a little bit of NVIDIA software, which is pretty cool. Looks just okay. I take okay, to be fair. If you've got to look at me all day, then fair dues. But yeah, flight time is going to be, well, it's a little bit boring to be fair, this flight. Wow, we should get a bit of ATC actually as we enter Spanish airspace, because pretty much the whole of Spain's online. Apart from where we're landing, obviously, because that's just typical. But yeah, 17:28 is our current landing time, though that will probably reduce a little bit because we have a beautiful 90-knot tailwind, and also we've increased our Mach number to like 0.80, 0.81, so we should get there a little bit quicker. We've been flying about 53 minutes. Yeah. One thing you have missed lately, and I know I've already mentioned it to some of the other guys that I've been watching. So obviously, I'm guessing you've seen the video for the Java Sim overhead sort of unboxing review sort of thing. They actually reached out to me, was it yesterday, the day before? They knew I was doing a video anyway because I asked if I could utilise their logo before obviously utilising it. Make sure I don't get done for copyright or something. But no, they were completely happy with that. And basically, they sent me an offer and basically said that because you've done this video for us, which helps with our promotions and stuff, we'd like to send you a free product to review. And they initially said, "Oh, what product would you like?" So I was looking down the list of what they do, and I was a bit like, I don't really know, to be honest. I was just going to settle with like the radio panel or something. Anyway, so I said, okay, I'll go with the radio panel or the screen display that they did do, but they don't actually do it. They've stopped doing them now, which is a bit of a shame. Anyway, I got a reply back yesterday, basically saying they said. How about this is an offer? It's a new product that we're working on, but it's not really a new product. It's a product that they already do, but the layout's different. And basically, it is pretty much half the pedestal in one solid panel. So it's the radio panel combined with the audio control panel, combined with the floodlights, combined with the weather radar, and combined with the TCAS, which I've said for ages. Why do no companies actually do that? Because that's pretty much all you need as a single sim pilot. You don't really need the second radio panel. Same with the second like MCDU, you don't really need, though I do think actually it would be useful in some scenarios to have the second MCDU. But yeah, so they offered to send me that complete product to review. I don't know when it's going to be, but I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And I have no idea how we're going to mount it or where we're going to mount it, because I don't even know how big it is, because obviously they've not released any update on it yet. But that's what they are working on. But I wouldn't imagine it'd be too far along because they already make the other product. Yeah, and I thought that was quite a nice gesture by them as well, Lee. To be fair, I was pretty happy with it, to be honest. And like, I think as much as obviously it's not going to cost me anything, I don't even think it will cost me anything import wise, because obviously there'll be no value to it. It's basically a free package being sent across. Whether we have to pay for shipping or whatever, I don't know. We've not really got to that sort of agreement yet, but I slapped the hand off and said yes, I'll definitely accept that, because that was obviously what the next thing that we was really looking at purchasing. And it'll be interesting to see how it is, if I'm honest, because I was going to settle just with the wing or wing control radio panel and just make do with everything else. But yeah, we'll see how it comes along, really. But no, I'm a little bit excited about that, to be fair. I'm a little bit excited about it. Obviously, the only downside is obviously at the minute the overheads. It's all my opinion. There's no affiliation. Obviously, there's going to be some affiliation there because they've sent me the product for free. But you'll still get my honest review. And to be honest, if it's similar to the overhead, I don't really have many complaints about it whatsoever. Hardly have any complaints whatsoever about it, really. It works brilliantly. It really does work brilliantly. Yeah, so. And I don't know if you noticed, like, my YouTube channel, like, in the last week, Lee. It's gone crazy. I've had so many messages in this last week. So many messages. I've not even been able to keep up with a lot of them, to be fair. Yeah, no, it's a shame that they won't publish a proper product map, to be fair. I think that would be quite cool if they did do that, but yeah, they don't seem too interested in releasing that for some reason. I don't really know why, but there we go. Hello to everyone else who also is on YouTube today. Hopefully you're all doing well. And obviously hello to you guys on TikTok as well. I've had quite a few views, quite a few likes and stuff as well. But no, I really like the overhead, to be fair. Really impressed with it. It's still a bit surreal using it, if I'm honest. Sometimes I still go to actually like switch something on in sim, and I'm like, what am I doing that for? I've got an overhead panel above my head. Like I say, the view wise is not the best of view on this side. Like it gives you a different perspective. The ideal review would be the ideal view would be a straight on camera, which looks really good in fairness, but the only issue I have with it is the only place to really put it is above my head, and obviously because we adjust the seat backwards and forwards, it causes a bit of a predicament there, because obviously the view will move and it needs to be in a fixed position really. But I don't know, we'll see what happens with that. I'm not sure, but it looks alright. It's doable, that is for sure. Yeah, we've had quite a lot of subscribers. Like I've gone up nearly 100 subscribers in the space of a week, which is really good, to be fair. Like, we were really struggling. And yes, JP did reach out to me today. He actually sent us a lovely little message, actually, highlighting that. And good shout out, Lee. I'm sure it was you that mentioned FSI panel, wasn't it? Because it is really nice. Cheers for the follow, Ben. Yeah, no, it's really good. I was actually really impressed. So I did it. Well, you've probably seen the video, to be fair, but so I've done a couple of little landings, to be fair. I did a few over at Jersey and a few at Edinburgh, and it works brilliantly. It really does. It scared me a little bit at first though, because it makes you look like you're going to crash, and then it sort of takes it step back. It fills your MCDU out for you. It does everything. It's great. You can literally just disconnect the autopilot and land, and it's so lovely to use. And I certainly will be using it going forward, especially when this new Neo comes out and everything feels different, because I'm sure it will feel a little bit different to this. Yeah, was hoping to get the Jet2 Holidays livery on today, but for some reason, although I've put it in the community folder, it's not showing in sim, and I don't really know why. Yeah, exactly, you just let it do its thing and it's done. It's brilliant. And I don't know if you saw the use that I've been using it for, which is either a genius or a really stupid idea. Obviously I've been doing a lot of fiddling with my graphics settings in the last week or so. So I've been using it to sort of stress test the system and making sure it doesn't stutter on landing, because I'm sure you've seen it before at Edinburgh where we get some nice little stutters just before we touch down, which really isn't helpful if you're making some like last minute adjustments. So I've been using it as like putting it on short finals and then adjusting the settings and seeing how well it performs, sort of, because obviously that's generally speaking the point where your system's most at stress is just a few hundred feet above the ground. So that's the use that I've been using it more for, if I'm honest, and I think it's quite a unique use, and I'm hoping that FSI panel and JP will kind of advertise that in some sense, because you can spend ages fiddling with settings and then doing a circuit and then landing, and it was so much quicker. Like I could do it within the space of maybe like 5 minutes per like setting change, not having to do like a full circuit, set everything up. It was just a lot less stress, to be honest. Whether that does impact your performance a little bit using it, I don't know. It may do. But there we go. Yeah, I thought we'd take the A321 out for a spin today, because it's definitely been in the hangar for a long while. I can't remember the last time we actually flew the 321. And I'm actually going in the Jet2 A321 in about 2 weeks' time, which I didn't realise until yesterday. I was looking at the seat configuration when I was selecting my seats, and I was thinking, there's a lot of rows of seats here for a 737, which obviously Jet2 normally operate. Then I had a quick look at the call sign that, the flight number, and pretty much that flight number just always operates the 321. So I was like, awesome, let's give that a... Well, I'm quite looking forward to it, to be honest. You wonder why it looks so clean. It's been in the hangar out of the rain and snow and ice that we've had. But we won't talk about ice. I don't know if any of you guys were on the stream earlier in the week, but me and ice aren't the best of friends at the minute. So let's have a quick look to see where we are. Well, we're pretty much at the halfway point, look. Yeah, ETP, so halfway point for us. 481 miles still to go. We've got 3.3 tonnes of fuel, so we've not actually lost any fuel by increasing our speed. And we've got a beautiful 93 knot tailwind as well. And we're doing a ground speed of 541 knots. So let's have a quick look to see whereabouts we are in the world. So we're still over France, I believe, yes. We're just sort of going on the western side of France. I don't know what that airport is, to be fair. Let's have a look. Le Mans Bellegarde Airport? I don't know. Never heard of it, personally. But yeah, we're pretty much... it's pretty much flying straight line through most of this. And so we've probably got about another, got about 140 miles, and then we'll be in controlled airspace for about 100 miles or so, and then we'll be out of controlled airspace, making this very funky approach into runway 28. We've never actually landed on runway 28. We've always landed on the other runway at Alicante. I can't even think what it is. Oh, runway 10, obviously. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to actually giving it a shot. See how we get on with it all. Yeah, if you're wondering what happened with me and not liking ice, I fell over on Monday, I think last week, Monday last week. I was leaving for work in the morning and slipped on some ice literally outside my front door, and I literally didn't even have time to like do anything, literally straight onto my back. So I've had nice back pain all week. Still got it now, to be fair. If I sneeze, I'm in agony, so I'm just praying that we don't sneeze during the stream. But yeah, overall we're doing alright. It's one of them embarrassing moments though. Thankfully it was at like 5 o'clock in the morning, so literally no one was about. But it's always me. I'm like the clumsiest person going half the time. So the weather's beautiful. Literally there's been nothing on the weather radar the entire time. That's presuming I switched it all on probably. Yeah, it's all switched on. It's all just very lovely weather. In fairness, I've not really looked at the weather for... there's a little bit of... is that turbulence? Was that... trying to see what layers switched on here actually. Layers. Turbulence. So there is a little bit of turbulence around the airport actually at the moment. That is at flight level 220 though, so let's go... Yeah, we're all good. So it may get a little bit bumpy as we sort of proceed further down. So yeah, there's only light turbulence, so it's nothing too drastic. Like I say, guys, if you're not already subscribed, feel free to give us a like, comment and subscribe. That'd be much appreciated. Yeah, it's pretty much just a steady flight now. I say we're not flying the 321 for absolute ages, so I'm dreading to think what the landing's going to be like. So if the landing's a bit hard, that's the reason I'm using anyway. I absolutely love these views though, so cool. Yeah, that's always the worry, isn't it, with these, is the tail strike. In fairness though, the systems are really good for the Airbus. I don't know, you probably already know this, Lee, anyway, because you're pretty clued up on these things, but it took me a little while to realise, actually, on touchdown, there's a bar indicator that pretty much tells you when, basically the point you can't exceed past, and it's the same on takeoff as well. It's like in a T formation, and it basically gives you that point where you can't go past to stop your tail striking, which is obviously a feature that Airbus have added, which is really cool. To be fair, to obviously prevent the tail strikes. But yeah, that is always the worry, isn't it, with this aircraft, because it's basically an Airbus A320, isn't it? Just with the extra long tail section, really. So yeah, it's just something you've got to be a little bit mindful of. The other thing I always find you have to be a little bit mindful of as well is the sort of not the fuel tanks, what I'm on about, is the descent rate. It takes a lot longer, I think, to descend this aircraft than others, especially keeping it in a controlled speed. But no, I agree, Lee, the chase plane's really cool. Really cool, I love it. I love the flyby view though, that's really cool. So guys, I'm going to just leave it over to my first officer for a few minutes. I'm going for a quick wee break, just before we get into controlled airspace. Seems like the sensible move to do. First thing I will do though, just in case, because it's not been that long, we'll just tune the frequency that we're going to need first, which I'm not sure what frequency it is actually. There's that many different airspaces on, so it's whatever this little section is. So it's Barcelona combined north 132580. Yeah, I think it'd be cool once we get a proper radio panel as well. I think that'd be awesome. Like I say, I've not really seen any sort of products like this from Java Sim. I think that'll be pretty cool though. So guys, I'll let you enjoy some of the surrounding views, and I'll be back in a couple of minutes. And we'll leave the first officer in charge, so if it crashes, it's his fault. So then guys, back with you all. And we're still flying and we haven't crashed anywhere, which is pretty cool. That's how we're going on. We'll go back to AP1. There's a bit of a dodgy departure out of East Midlands, to be fair. Didn't really follow the nav routing very well. It's quite a steep left turn after departure, so and I'm still up looking at overheads and stuff, trying to work out where all the buttons are, because that's the only thing I will say about the Java Sim is it is really good, and I think they've put a lot of the buttons in the right places, but obviously they're not all in quite the right places compared to the real aircraft, which is not a huge issue. It's just learning where all the new ones are. They're in logical places though, which is still pretty good. Right, let's have a look at our fuel as well. Where is fuel on the old ECAM? Oh, hello. Well, we have been using a lot of fuel, haven't we? So in actual fact then, there's no point having the centre tank switched on, but there's no fuel in it to worry about. So let's turn them two off. There's no point worrying about that. So we're currently using, what, 47 kilograms a minute of fuel. Current fuel on board is 4,680 kilograms, and it's nice and balanced pretty much as well. It's 20 kilogram difference. Gross weight is currently 71 tons, and the outside air temperature is minus 32 degrees Celsius. So there we go. But yeah, if you've got any questions, guys, feel free to ask. I don't know, what have you been up to today then, Lee? Have you done anything exciting or just chilling at home? So one thing we could do is start having a look at our destination information. So what we can do is jump down to MCDU and we'll just request a, well, we can't request an ATIS because there's no ground online, but what we can request is we can request the weather. So Lima Echo Alpha Lima, and the weather requests meta we want is a yes, and we'll hit the send button. And then if we go back a page, we'll go to receive messages, EGNX ops, no delay code required, and then there's the weather data. So the current weather at LEAL at time 16:30 Zulu on the 10th. Current weather, so I'm going to get my little notepad up again. So current weather is 290 degrees at 10 knots. The wind is varying between 250 degrees and 320 degrees. Cavacay, which means it's not going to realistically change. So the current temperature is 15, dew point of 01 degrees. QNH is 1023 with no significant change. So basically what we want to do is head over to our performance page now. And we want to obviously pop these details in. So we said the QNH is 1023. The temperature is currently 15 degrees, so we don't want the dew point, we just want the temperature in there. The wind is currently 290 at 10 knots, so fairly calm winds to be fair. And that will be a nice tailwind as well, won't it? Because the runway heading is 280 degrees, so it's going to be pretty much a tailwind for us. Transition level 075, and then we just need to have a look. So we're doing an RNAV runway 28 Zulu. We'll have a look at all these charts in a moment, but we want to have a look at our decision heights. Bear with me. So it's going to probably be a category, well, it could be probably a category D landing, so 406 on the old Barrow, 406 on there. That gives us an approach speed of 140 knots and a landing speed of 135, so you do land a little bit quicker than you would do in the other aircraft. One thing we can do as well, now that's all inserted and ready, is we'll have a quick look, apologies, at our arrival performance. We'll obviously refresh the meta, which we've just done, and then we want to have a look at our landing weights. The predicted landing weight, obviously it's not the actual landing weight, is 69.3 tons, so hopefully it should be less than that because we're burning more fuel than we would normally. 69.3 tons, and that is utilising, so that's utilising idle reverse and a low auto brake. One thing we will do is have a quick look on here, well I can show you on the tablet actually, at the charts, and we'll have a look at the ground chart more than anything, just to have a look to see sort of what sort of runway occupancy and where realistically we're going to stop. So the length is 3,000 meters long, so we probably want to vacate at Alpha 2. I'm just wondering if it's going to give us a runway length for Alpha 2. So Alpha 4's there. So it's realistically going to be probably, oh sorry, runway 2. That is actually the takeoff. I don't know if there's an approach. Let's have a quick look. There may be some approach charts there as well. That may give us a little bit more information about when to vacate, but they may not. Sometimes if you have a look at the briefing, so we'll have a look at the arrival briefing. And it's runway 28, so vacate runway 28 via only via taxiways Alpha 2, Alpha 4, Alpha 5. So we're pretty much where we plan to be. So we should be about right really on auto brake low. And what we probably could do is we just go down to manual braking not long after landing. Yeah, so auto brake low will be fine. Let's have a quick look at the charts then. So we'll have, well, look at the starred ones to be fair. So Valencia 3 November arrival is what we're going on. So to give you guys a bit of an idea, so let's not draw everything. So this is where we're going to intercept from. So we need to be at flight level 100 or above flight level 100 at this point. We're going to be going on a track of 168 degrees, and this is the Valencia 3 November. We can hold here if we need to lose a little bit of altitude. I'm hoping that we don't. It recommends a flight level 80 at this point here. The minimum safe altitude is 7,100 feet in this vicinity. Then we go out to Bizor, and that's 20 nautical miles from the airport. And I don't really want to rub this with it. So yeah, that should be all okay in terms of that. So now if we move on to the RP Zulu approach, so we can see from Bizor, so this is where we're going to start, and we'll start coming down this direction. Flight level 70 is the restriction. We can go into a holding pattern here if we need to lose a bit of altitude as well. And then we're expecting runway 28, which is down here. So we're going to follow these few waypoints on the RMP approach. If the visibility is good, we may do a visual approach, but we'll see how we go on there. 280 degrees. Our restriction, so once we are at 05 Echo, so at this point here we need to be at 1,700 feet, and at this point here 2,500 feet. So that'll be our initial approach path. But yeah, hopefully the weather will be nice and we can do a nice visual approach in. I think that would be pretty cool if we can. You see we've got a few mountains, that will be the French mountains I assume. It's not the Alps, is it? I'm trying to think what it is actually, but definitely not the Alps. So, just reduce our speed slightly. Just because we've got a nice juicy tailwind then, so we'll just go at 0.8 Mach. It was at 0.81, so see how we go. See, it's getting a little bit bumpier, probably due to all this high terrain that's below us, to be fair. So guys, we're about to go into the other airspace. Let's see, it's getting a little bit bumpier now, and that's where we were informed it would get a little bit bumpy. We'll see how we go. So please contact me on 132580, which is what we've already tuned. I'm just going to make sure what the controls. Barcelona Extra, buenas noches, Channel X97 Tangos with you at flight level 370.
Channel X97 Tango Barcelona, buenas noches, Squawk 1000.
Squawk 1000, Channel X97 Tango. Trying a bit of Spanish out there, eh?
Two stations at once, first EG6 for Papa Delta, Barcelona, hello, identified, when ready, descent flight level 200.
Thank you. When ready, descent flight level 100.
200.
EG6 for Papa Delta, negative flight level 200.
Okay, when ready, descent 200.
So we'll see how the
And
weather's
EG6 for Papa Delta, you are cleared for the Lores 1 Papa arrival. Expect ILS approach, runway 24 left.
So we're expecting the Lancia 3 November.
24 left. EG6 for Papa Delta.
We'll just have a quick look to see why the weather radar is not. It's
Muy buenas tardes, Iberia 250, de camino a Barcelona, 130 millas.
Iberia 250 Barcelona, muy buenas, está en contacto radar, autorizado llegada a Caspe 4 November, espere el ILS de la pista, disculpe, mantenga.
get a little bit of Spanish. This is what I love about BATSIM.
Iberia 250
This is one of the lovely things about BATSIM is you get that local variation as well, like you'd get in real life, to be fair. Obviously my Spanish is very, very poor. I know a couple of words and that's about as far as it goes.
250, autorizado llegada a Caspe 2 Whisky, espere ILS Zulu, pista 24 derecha, llame listo descenso.
Autorizado por la llegada a Caspe 2 Whisky, ILS Zulu 24 derecha.
Beautiful, beautiful views. So we should be on the ground at 17:29, so we've got a little while to go yet apparently. It does seem quite far, but we'll see how we go.
ILS Zulu 24 derecha, perdón, Iberia 250.
I say it is a little bit bumpy over this direction at the moment, but it's to be expected really. We're over a mountainous area. We're just hitting the tail of it by the look of it. It should settle down a little bit. We get this mainly a crosswind though, really, that we're anticipating.
Tango, identified, fly direct Saura.
Direct Saura, chance nice Tango. Saura. S-A-U.
Iberia 4 direct to get 5210 minutes out of control.
Direct Saura.
Confirm 10 minutes. Yes, maximum. 4 Foxtrot Echo, Roger, report back.
There we go. If you look closely at this aircraft, it's not actually owned by Jet2. I don't know if you ever noticed when you look at the front door. Can't really see it from here, but it's operated, I think, by Air Explorer or someone. It's one of the other airlines. It'd be nice if we do get a nice Jet2 Holidays livery from Phoenix, though. Especially now they own one. They may wait until the Neo comes out before they do that, because most of the Jet2 aircraft are Neos now in the 321. So we'll see how we get on. Such good views though. Like I said, I think it is going to be a little bit dark the time we get down.
Those 29er, 89ers soon leaving my airspace. Monitor advisory 122 decimal 8 over.
Advisory 122 decimal 8. Have you applied at North Headman?
So we'll have a quick look to see where our top of descent's going to be. I don't think it's that far away realistically. Quick gander. So it's actually about 120 miles top of descent. So we want to be able to flight level 100. So chances are we'll probably Valencia will probably be about flight level 200. Then make this slow approach down. You'll see we've got flight plan discontinuity here at the minute, but that is fine. We can just clear that, and that will give us our next lot of route in there. So if we go onto the plan, look, that is the routing plan for us, and then pretty much straight in approach. So yeah, there we go. I can put the flight deck lights on. Do you mean actually what I'm seeing here, or I can pop them? It's fair. I don't think it's going to make much difference to there. What we can do though is we can brighten up a little bit with the. We get it all a bit brighter in here. Maybe we don't need the dome lights on for the minute, but I don't know if that's any better for you. It's a little bit of a tricky one with the lighting, to be fair, because if you get really bright with this, it brightens everything up nicely. Well, it makes my face glow like no tomorrow, but there we go. And it is really good, like if you want to look and do things, it's quite good. It just, obviously with the camera angles, it causes a little bit of a issue, because obviously it looks outwards.
Iberia 250, listos para el descenso.
So we go back to Mach 0.81, I think.
Iberia 250 descienda para nivel de vuelo 200.
For now.
Nivel de vuelo 200, Iberia 250.
At least it's giving us a little bit of a shortcut though. It's always helpful. So 2 hours into the stream. So there we go. Was that what you meant, Lee? Anyway, was it the extra external lighting you wanted, or? Generally, I do keep it quite dark in here anyway, just because the screens are bright enough as it is. Maybe I can just turn it down before landing. A lovely sunset coming in there. Lovely, lovely sunset. Try to get some nice, nice viewpoints. There we go. Just getting a few nice little screenshots while we're here. There you go, that's what the one I was after.
Iberia 250, llame a Barcelona 131,125, adiós.
Oh, so we got no passengers in the back here, which is a little bit annoying.
Easy 64 Papa Delta, contact Palma, control 119.155.
Probably because I've not updated anything.
Palma
that's
control
good, I guess.
119.155, thank you, Easy 64 Papa Delta.
So, not too long enough to go. Not long at all, really. I'm going to tear this down a touch there.
Lufthansa 155, Barcelona Control, very good evening. You are cleared for the Visba 2 Whiskey arrival. If expect ILS will approach runway 24 right, descent flight level 200.
There is a little bit of delay with YouTube, to be fair.
Barcelona Control, 25455,
Jet 45, Barcelona, hello, identified, cleared Munich 2, Papa arrival, expect ILS
Yeah,
to
Craig, how are we doing, buddy?
wait for the...
expecting ILS 24 left to the approach.
So, 120 miles until the Valencia waypoint.
Barcelona, good evening,
We can request our descent a little bit earlier, in fairness.
Wheeline 9902, Barcelona, hello, identified, climb, flight level 300.
Oh dear. So apparently my Streamlabs access has been suspended for YouTube, which is lovely of them to do that, and that right the way through a stream. Great. And I don't understand why they've done that. And this is why I'm starting to fall out of love with TikTok, sorry, not YouTube. Why do they keep doing this? And the problem is I can't restart it whilst being like that. So I'm going to have a quick look at... it says how my access is approved. This is what I don't understand.
And control, Buenas tardes, Boeing 45 Tango Juliet, flight level 300. Boeing 45 Tango Juliet, Barcelona, hello, cleared Caspe 2, Whiskey arrival, expect ILS will approach runway 24 right, report when ready for descent. Caspe 2, Whiskey arrival, Zulu, ILS Zulu 24 right.
I don't know what you said, Lee, I'm sure you dropped there was a message on you. But...
5 Tango Juliet.
Oh, well, that's TikTok out of the question today then. This is why I'm starting to fall out of love with it a little bit. I don't know if you guys... I'm guessing YouTube, I've not actually looked since I've changed it. But you should be able to watch it now in both portrait and landscape view. Should work. What's going on here? Even YouTube looks different now. So there we go. Yeah, the lighting's pretty cool. I do like the lighting, and like I say, you can adjust all the. There is a little bit of bleed in a couple of places, but it's not bleed as such. It's more where the LEDs are mixed, where we've got a mixture of green and amber near each other. Yeah, I was just going to try and have a look in portrait mode. Is what I was actually trying to do.
Condor 1500 Barcelona, hello, identified, flight level 370, cleared, Poyensa for November arrival, expect ILS, runway 24. Poyensa for November, expect 24.
The reason why we run it in portrait mode as well is because then you can have both options available. The only reason why I can think of that TikTok is booting me out is because I don't have 1,000 subscribers. But then it shouldn't have let me approve it in the first place, really.
Lux Rescue 377 Golf, monitor advisory 122.8, bye-bye.
But we'll see how we go. Overall, I'm really enjoying YouTube lately. TikTok's been driving me crazy, but no, YouTube I'm quite enjoying it, to be honest.
Control when started, 11.5, Echo Zulu Sierra with you at 12,000, level 120.
Oh, cool. So
November 15 Echo Zulu Sierra, Barcelona, hello, identified, climb flight level 410.
12,000, climbing flight level 410, November 15 Echo Zulu Sierra.
Oh, cool.
So Jet 45, descent flight level 250.
250, Jet 245, thanks so much.
So we're going to request our descent shortly. I prefer to start our descent a little bit earlier. Just make sure we're out of the...
Iberia 4 Foxtrot Echo, contact Madrid control
once we get to
133.0205.
We're going to go out there airspace very shortly.
Welcome back.
Passenger control, Welling 45 Tango Juliet, ready for descent.
Welling 45 Tango Juliet, descent for level 250.
Descent 250 Tango Juliet.
Channel 97 Tango requesting descent.
Channel 97 Tango, descent flight level 200.
Channel flight level 200, Channel 97 Tango. So we're going to go open descent. I'm going to manage speed, obviously. And so that'll get us in line with the Valencia roughly. VS of minus 1,700 feet per minute. Yeah, do you like these lightings and Lee? Do you think it's pretty cool? Because that was one of the things that actually made me want this panel, to be fair.
Contact approach 131.125.
So Rebecca, due to come any second?
Shanix 97 Tango, shortly leaving my airspace, monitor advisory, 122 decimate, bye-bye.
Over to advisory 122 decimate, adios, Shanix 97 Tango, bye.
Welling 45 Tango.
Oh, look at me, splashing the Spanish out this evening. Yeah, no, I do like it. It's just helpful, like you can see checklists and stuff, because if this top was a little bit bigger, to be fair, it could be a little bit bigger. I get my laptop on it. Dude, there's some uni work done whilst we were mid-flight. But no, it doesn't really make for a good stream, that. So, yeah, so TikTok have banned me again. I don't know what I've done wrong again. They're constantly banning me for something. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if someone reports it or what happens, but they're constantly ending my live streams. Which is really frustrating on Streamlabs, because you can't just restart it. Either. You have to basically start all over again. Which is another reason why I record a lot of the videos as well and then upload them after, because, and I must admit, I'm starting to fall out of love a little bit with it. So we're back on a Unicom now. Hopefully we'll go for the visual approach. I'm hoping for a visual approach. Just depends on what if the daylight holds out. So we can still increase speed a touch actually. We could probably go to about 280 in fairness. Until we get to flight level 100. So guys, I'm back in 2 seconds. I'm just going to leave my co-pilot to do his bizzo. I'm back in a minute. I'm just going to quickly disappear for literally a couple of minutes whilst we're in our descent phase, and then I shall speak to you in a second. Like I said, hopefully we'll get a nice visual approach. That would be a nice thing. So back with you guys. Lee, is the chair comfortable? Fairly comfortable. I think it could be more comfortable, to be honest. I know of people that have had the seat reupholstered or bought extra bits for the seating. There is a backrest that you get with it. I don't actually know where mine is at the minute, but yeah, there is a backrest that comes with it, which I personally don't have in. I find it brings me too forward in the seat, so I just keep it in this position. Obviously, you can recline the seat as well, which is pretty cool. So if you want to have a snooze for a bit, then you can do. So you can have it upright as well, but no, it's pretty cool. They're definitely worth the money. Like, they're well built, I'll give you that. Very, very well built. So we're going to select order rate low, ready for landing. I'm going to just dim these lights down a touch more. So now we're starting our approach. So, they're very expensively. That's how much they are. So I think I don't know if you recall, I didn't actually pay full price for this directly from them. I got it from eBay, and I paid £400 for both the Flight Stand Pro and Flight Seat Pro. If you check out Next Level Racing's website, like, I think for the two together it's like just over £1,000. I got a really, really good deal, if I'm honest. Granted, I had to drive like an 8-hour round trip to go and get it, but it was worth it, really. Really was worth it. But no, it was enjoyable, to be fair. It is a good product, and they're well built. They're not like toy level. You can get cheaper ones, but I would say it's worth spending the extra money. It has a lot better mounted options as well. Obviously, the screen stand is completely separate. I got that on a separate transaction, also from eBay. It's just a case of scouring eBay. It really is. Just having a look on eBay, and occasionally they'll pop up, but the problem is they go really, really quickly. But no, the guy that I bought this from, he basically just needed to get rid of it. So his son was moving back in with him or something along them lines, and he basically just needed to get rid of it really quickly. So he was happy just to take like just a really, really cheap price for it, as long as I could get rid of it within like a week. Thankfully I was off that weekend, so there we go. So we're just going to dim the lighting down again for a little bit. The only thing I'm not sure how we're going to do with the new wing throttle is how I'm going to set my trim settings, because at the minute obviously we do that differently. So let's have a quick look at our approach charts. I just want to see where roughly I need to be at height wise. So we need to be roughly like 100 there. ILS Zulu, so Bezra we need to be flight level 70. So what we'll do, we'll keep it at the minus 1,800 for the minute, and then we will reduce our rate of descent and start slowing ourselves down. Obviously once we get to flight level 100 anyway, we need to obviously start slowing ourselves down. But this aircraft takes a little bit longer to slow. It's coming just in time though, Lee, to be fair, this new throttle. I don't know if you saw the other day, my speed brake arm lever snapped. I don't know what happened to it. I ain't going to try and repair it, to be fair. Like I say, we are going to be selling this throttle anyway. I obviously have to make a note that this is faulty. But the throttles and everything work okay. But yeah, I just can't arm the speed brake at the minute. It literally came off in my hand. I was like, oh, that's not meant to do that. But there we go. Just is what it is. So it's coming good time, the new one from Wing, and hopefully that'll definitely be a bit more robust because it's metal. Oh, you got a cheap one of you. So where is it from, out of interest? Do you know what it was called? The reason why I ask is because I was looking at a cheaper one, and I was toying with the idea because it was cheaper than this. But I am pleased overall, I think, of getting this. So if you look to the left hand side, we should see Alicante. I see. Oh, that's another airport down there. And see where Alicante, sorry, where Benidorm is. I may have actually already flown past it a little bit. Normally you can see the rock out of there, but there we go. Maybe I've already missed it. So we're at flight level 200. Once we get to about 1,400, we'll start get the seatbelt signs on and we'll get the cabin ready for landing. We've got the logo lights on, the strobes can come back on as well. Oh, was it like one of the eBay ones? I'm trying to think what it was called, the one I was looking at. But yeah, it's probably the same one that I was looking at. Oh, is the speed control pretty cool? Oh, you've started calling it the proper thing. I still call it Wing Wing. I still think that name sounds better, to be honest, but I suppose it does make sense in a way because it is control columns and control surfaces that they do. So, we're at inbound Valencia now. We're going to reduce the rate of descent to be at flight level 700 by that waypoint. Yeah, that is one thing I will say though, like this product, like I've still got loads of spare bolts, and I've literally got a toolbox full of spare nuts and bolts for this. I would say keep an eye on eBay if there is one, mate. It is really, really well built. The only thing I will say is it weighs a ton, so make sure your floorboards can support it. I think it weighs about, the box is about 50 kg I think for both together, so it weighs quite a lot. Getting it up the stairs was a nightmare, but obviously I bought it in bits to an extent, not all of it. It wasn't in complete kit form like it initially comes. Yeah, keep an eye out, buddy. They are really, really worthwhile, and the mounting options are really good. Like at the minute, I don't actually have many things properly mounted, and that's because obviously we're still developing the setup over time. Once I get to a point where we're happy with the setup, like when this throttle comes, that's going to be properly secured and mounted. But to be honest, I just like the EPIS and FCU, that is just mounted. You know, like I can't think what they call them. They're like Velcro strips that you can hang things off. Like they're good for like picture frames and things. Command hooks. Is it command hooks? I'm sure it is. That's all I use on these effects. They don't move an inch. Like this MCU's been secure like that for weeks. Though that is going to be properly bolted down as well once we get the new throttle as well. Just got to work out how we're going to mount it. That's the only thing. I'm not quite sure how we're going to do it, but I'm sure we'll work it out. So you'll probably find the throttle will come a little bit further out than it is at the moment. So I think let's get the cabin secure for landing. Seatbelt signs can come on. I'm going to start reducing our rate of the speed now. I'm going to go back to 250 knots for the time being. Like I say, this aircraft does take a little bit of slowing down. We are going to have terrain on navigation because we have got some high terrain near us. We have got it on that side anyway. There's not really any weather to worry about at the minute. Like I said, there's no ATC currently. It's very rare actually there is ATC here, and I never understand why, because quite often there is people on the ground, though at the minute I don't think there actually is. Let's have a look. It's just on hard.
Ladies and gentlemen, in preparation for landing, your captain switched on the fasten seatbelt sign. At this time, please return to your seats to ensure your seatbelts are securely fastened. Tray table stowed, armrest down, and your window blinds fully open. Please discipline on short turnaround, security checks, and cleaning procedures of the aircraft. Please hand over any unwanted items to the crew as they pass through the cabin. It would be really appreciated by your onboard crew. If you just have a look once again around the seat area to make sure there's no rubbish or empty left for the next passengers. We do expect to be landing shortly. Thank you.
I quite enjoy the Jet2 announcements on here actually, they're pretty cool. Obviously they are customised to an extent. Yeah, but yeah, keep an eye out, Lee. Really, really do keep an eye out. It's such a shame we've been banned from TikTok again, because we do get quite a lot of viewers. Like I've had like I think 500 something likes while we've been flying. Tends to get a little bit more traffic than YouTube does, but oh well. So we've still got 64 miles left to run. We shouldn't need to hold anywhere. We should be pretty good in that respect. Maybe a little bit bouncy in places. So we should see Benidorm off to our left side somewhere, but not sure exactly where it is. But I think it's a little bit over to this side. Oh no, to the light. It's in the distance. It's over miles away from where I was thinking. Just trying to work it out. It's wherever there's an island out. So yeah, there's IP through Ireland. Yeah, so yeah, we'll pretty much fly as soon as we go over the coast, pretty much over Benidorm area. So then what we'll do is just do a quick weather check, make sure nothing has changed with the weather. Don't think it would have done. Oh no, not tough. I want a METAR, thank you. That's what happens when you try pressing buttons and not looking what you're doing. And there's the latest weather. So, QNH1023, temperature is still 15 degrees. The wind is 250 at 9 knots now, so we'll get that updated. Varying between 210 degrees and 290 degrees, so it's shifted around a little bit, so it may give us a little bit of a crosswind actually. Just depends on whereabouts it's varying. And that is it, no significant change. Wonderful. So let's just jump down to our performance page. We'll just update the latest winds, which is 250 at 9 knots. Everything else remains the same. 139. I'm still going to give myself an extra knot of 140 for our approach speed. A landing speed of 134. So that is us all sorted for a landing. So we want to be at port 70 by BSAW. And we have a flight speed restriction of 220 knots, so we'll start slowing down shortly. About another 15 miles or so. Hopefully it'll be a nice landing. Who knows though? Like I say, we're not flown this aircraft for a long while. Some people say this is actually easier to land than a 319 or a 320. They tend to hold their position better, but I don't really know. So again, a little bit bouncy in places. It's just to be expected really. We're flying over some high terrain, so 7,100 feet is the minimum safe altitude for this sector. Excuse me. So BSAW we want to be at 7,000 feet, and then 3,000 feet via AL420. So in case of a missed approach, we'll climb. We'll go direct to AL430, which is pretty much straight ahead of the runway. Then make a left turn, a max of 185 knots direct to Alpha Lima 435, which should already be programmed. Then we'll be climbing to a cruise, well, initial climb of 4,000 feet back for a second approach. We've got 3 tons of fuel extra. We have 32 minutes extra fuel, and we've also got 30 minutes final fuel as well. So fuel's all good. You find your landings are better than the 321. Fair enough. Yeah.
We grew in 10 minutes to landing.
We'll see how we go. I've just never really flown it very much because obviously it's quite a big aircraft and it takes a lot of stopping. That's mainly the reason. So 2 hours we've been flying. And we've got 39 miles. So apparently it's going to take us another 10 minutes or so. About 10 minutes until landing, which is probably about right. So landing lights on, please. Well, actually, we don't need the nose lights on at the minute because we don't even have the nose out. I say we're getting a little bit bouncy just with the maybe with the mountains and the winds. Still got a nice 30 knot wind at the moment. So let's start reducing our speed in a moment. So we've got to about 10 miles or so. We can start reducing the speed nicely, to be fair. I just find the 321, it needs a little bit more prep work, is what I'd say. A little bit more prep work with everything. Right then. So, well, no, we don't need engine and wing anti-ice on here, because it's warmer than 10 degrees, so we're all good. So then, we'll set the local QNH, which we said was, I can't even remember now, 1023. So, the approach checklist, Barrif 1023, seatbelts are on and cabin secure. Minimums of 406, auto brake low, and then we plan to do manual braking following that. And engine mode selector hopefully is down in the normal position, which it is. That's one thing I'm looking forward to, about actually turn the engines on ourselves. Not having to click things. That would be quite nice. So 220 knots. We'll stand by with the flaps for now. We are below the minimum flap speed, so we could always put flaps 1 out. So our Alpha 10 Echo. Hang on, that's not right. So the RNAV approach is slightly different here. So let's just make sure we've got this right, because there's definitely more. So AL400. So I'm just going to get these in quickly because they've not planned themselves properly. 405, 30 miles away, and AL420. That is the full RNAV approach. So there we go. That follows that nicely. We'll just clear the discontinuity there, insert that, wonderful. So we're at 7,000 feet at the minute, so we'll just have a quick look at the chart. So we want to be at 3,000 feet by 420, so there we go. So minus 1,100 feet per minute is suitable. Alicante traffic, 10x97 Tango is on the RNAV approach Zulu, runway 28, currently 28 track miles. There we go. So wish us luck, hopefully all will be well. Like I say, we'll start reducing our speed incrementally. Yeah, we'll follow the RNAV. Hopefully, I'm praying that we should be able to go for a visual. I'm just trying to see actually where the airport actually is. I'll get a bit of a visual on. Oh, there it is. There's the airport. Look over there to the right side. So it probably could. We'll get to the end point and then we'll. So we'll arm the speed brakes. So ground altitude is 4,000 feet. So let's reduce our speed back further, 200 knots. I'm going to get the first level of flaps out. I say guys, it's probably realistically going to be the last time that we fly with this throttle. For the best though, it is for the best. I don't know if we can quite see the airport. .200 knots, let's reduce speed about 180 now. Just nice steady incremental approach. So we armed the approach. Approach nav is armed. I say I'm gonna have a bash at going for the visual approach, I think, to be honest. We'll see how we go. Just making sure we are definitely visual with the runway and so there's no other aircraft around us at the minute, which is ideal. Alicante traffic, Channel 97 Tango turning finals, runway 28, 15 track miles. So, speed check flaps 2. There is the runway. Outstar. Manual flight. Alicante traffic, Channel 97 on the visual approach 28. So speed 160 knots. We'll arm the approach. That's armed. Get down. So 2,500 at the next waypoint. Pitch and flaps 3. And flaps 4. So we should be 2,500 now, which is pretty much where we're at. It's 5 miles to 1,700 feet. Flight director's off, landing system off. We set a track heading of 280 degrees. One light in. Around that, you set 4,000. Cabin crew seats for landing, please.
2,000.
Landing checklists. Go around that, shoot 4,000 sets. You can remember landing Naboo. Minimum approach speed, please. Two red and two white. Three lights correcting. So headwind 9 knots.
Above. Minimum.
Continue.
$300. $200. $100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
Transporters. Oh, bounced. Transporters, reverse green, brake low decel. Oh wow. Bit rough and ready. Money braking.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're sure you can't wait to enjoy your holiday.
So that was a beautiful approach. The landing was just poorly executed. I think it was a little bit low on that final bit of the approach, which is the reason why we definitely slammed it and bounced. I think maybe moving to that view was probably not the best of moves either. So strobes to...
You can't miss them. They're wearing our famous red uniform. And of course, a big welcoming smile. Thanks for flying with us today.
After landing, radar predicted wind system is off after landing complete. See what stand they want us on. Hopefully it's giving us a... well, it's not giving us a stand number. Alicante traffic. Channel X9 7 Tango vacated. Runway 28. Runway is now clear. Yeah, I don't know what your thoughts to that were, Lee, but it wasn't like the most horrific landing in the world, but it wasn't great because it bounced.
Okay, traffic, you want to see those push it back to them.
Not seeing any traffic, so he's apparently someone pushing back from the stand. So that was stand 20. Yeah, it was a very firm landing. But considering I've not flown the 321 in probably like 2 or 3 months, the approach was lovely. It really was lovely. So let's vacate left onto Alpha, and then we'll Yeah, cheers, Lee, mate. Thanks for that. Yeah, it wasn't the. I want to say it wasn't the best of landings, but the approach was lovely though. It was actually really nice to do a visual approach, if I'm honest. I quite enjoyed that. I'm not sure what stand we're going at yet. We'll see where we end up. Oh. Probably go next to this other Channix, to be fair. What is he on, number 5 or something? It shows us. Yeah, see you on the next one, Lee. Thanks for joining us, mate. Much appreciated. Yeah, I don't think I should have gone into this view. I think that might be what threw me off a little bit. So that EasyJet's pushing back. That's fine. That's not 7 Tango is taxiing stand 83 next to the other Channix. I presume that's the same Channix, but there we go. So I just want to make sure we get 83. We'll get GSX warmed up for that. So 83 we want. Yeah, no, I don't need to follow me, and we'll use, let's use a Sonia. So it looks like we're using stairs again. Stand 81 and we're after stand 83. So taxi lights off. Let's make a. So we're way over 2 minutes post shutdown, but there's not much point in made it a little bit of oomph. Yeah, it wasn't the best of landings, but I'll take it. It was a rough old landing, but I'll tell you what the landing rate was once we get all parked up and shut down. So there is someone with some buttons, but I can't see anything that's going on with them. Okay. Nose to the left. So it should be this first mark that we've got here. Mark brake set. Got engines, yep. So engine mode selectors 1 or 2 off.
Please.
So power connected.
Please.
So then, parking checks please. Parking, brake or shocks are set. All engines off. Wing lights are off. Fuel pumps are now off. Parking checklist complete. So there guys, thank you very much for joining us on this rough old flight.
Passengers bus is coming.
Well, rough landing anyway. Let's have a quick review of the flight and we'll see what the landing and touchdown rate was like, but we did appear to bounce. So 416 feet per minute, so yeah, pretty hard landing. It's a shame really, because it was a visual approach that we conducted, and it was a nice touchdown in fairness. Well, the initial touchdown was okay. I think, like I say, we went to the wrong view. I think going into this view on landing probably wasn't the best of moves, because you lose a little bit of perspective there. But we probably should have rotated a fraction earlier, and then we probably wouldn't have had such a hard landing. But oh well, we live and learn. Bear in mind, we've not flown this aircraft for quite a while. It's kind of to be expected to some extent. So there, guys, see what's going on here. Everything's all ready and good to go. Like I said, the bus is just here, and then we'll just be waiting for passengers to disembark the aircraft. Right, there you go. First few passengers are coming off. So guys, thank you very much for joining us on this short A321 flight with Jet2.com, Jet2 Holidays. Hopefully we'll see you again all very soon. We're not going to do a return leg today, just because obviously it's been quite a long flight, 2 hours 30 minutes, and we've been streaming nearly 3 hours overall. If you check out YouTube, feel free to give us a like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and also head over to TikTok when we don't get banned on there. Feel free to check us all out. So guys, thanks very much for joining. Like I said, we'll see you again shortly in another video. Bye for now.
Sink rate. Pull up.